Good morning, students. We are continuing from question number 8. So, here question number 8 is about a fixed pulley. A fixed pulley with a smooth groove has a light string passing over it with a 4 kg attached to one side and a 3 kg on the other side. Another 3 kg is hung from the another 3 kg as shown with another light string. Light string means the mass of the string is negligible in this case. If the system is released from rest, find the common acceleration. In both the cases, system is released from rest. So on left side, 4 kg mass is there. I'm drawing free body diagram for 4 kg mass. Okay. So one is tension is acting upwards. Sorry. 1 second. Right. Tension is acting upside and groundward is nothing but 4 into g, m into g. M is nothing but 4 into acceleration due to gravity, right? And this particle is accelerating upside, okay. And right, as there is acceleration, we need to write second law of motion, Newton's second law of motion, sigma F equal to ma. That means T plus minus T plus 4g is acting downward. G is nothing but 10 minus 4 into 10 is equal to m into a. M is nothing but 4. Acceleration is nothing but a. Let us consider equation number 1. Equation number 1. Similarly, draw a free body diagram for 6 kg object on right side. Right side there are two objects are there, 3 kg and 3 kg, and he mentioned that tension rope mass of the rope in between the 3 kg and 3 kg is negligible. So I am taking 1 kg which is equivalent to 3 plus 3, that is nothing but 6 kg mass. Mass of the total mass of the two objects is nothing but 6 into 10. Weight is nothing but 6 into 10 in this case. But upward is nothing but tension. Same. This left side object and right side object are being attached with same rope. So tension is upside and acceleration is downward direction in this case. Okay. So I am writing again sigma F is equal to m into A. Sigma F is nothing but tension summation plus minus 60 is equal to 6. Mass is nothing but 6 in this case and acceleration is downward minus A. Therefore, T is equal to 60 minus 6A. Substitute this T value in this equation. So, T is nothing but what? 60 minus 6A minus 4 into 10 is nothing but 40 is equal to 4A. Here unknown thing is only A, we can find out from this relation. That is 60 minus 40 is nothing but 20 is equal to 6A plus 4A is nothing but 10A. Therefore, A is nothing but 20 by 10 which is equal to 2 meter per second square. This is the answer for 8th one. Okay, now I am going to solve the 9th problem. Ninth problem. A block of mass 2 kg slides on an inclined plane that makes an angle of 30 degrees with the horizontal. The coefficient of friction between the block and the surface is root 3 divided by 2. Okay. So the situation is like this. The block of mass 2 kg slides on an inclined plane that makes an angle of how much? That makes an angle of 30 degrees with horizontal. You mentioned it. And the coefficient of kinetic friction between the block and the surface is how much? Root 3 by 2. Coefficient of kinetic friction is root 3 divided by 2. Okay, now consider a block. The block is resting on this, sliding on this surface like this. So now draw the free body diagram. Forces that are acting on the system. One is gravitational force acting downwards and another one is nothing but normal force. Normal force is acting upside. And see here, I am extending the line like this. So this angle also would be theta 30 degrees. So it is adjacent side. I am writing it as mg cos theta or mg cos 30. Mg cos 30. And this is nothing but mg sin 30. Mg sin 30. And he has given that given that the block is sliding down, sorry, see here, we need to identify the friction force here. So mu k is given root 3 by 2. What force should be applied to the block so that it moves down without any acceleration? What amount of force we need to apply so that it moves downwards with no acceleration? So when the particle is moving, applied force, let applied force is F. I need to find out this applied force. When the particle is sliding down, the frictional force is opposite to motion. This is nothing but friction. Okay, so now choose the coordinate system. Here the coordinate system is nothing but here this is plus x axis and this is plus y axis. So since there is no motion along y axis, sigma Fy equal to 0. That is n, one force is n, another force is mg cos theta. N plus of minus mg cos 30 is equal to 0. Therefore, n is equal to mg cos 30. mg cos 30. So he has given m equal to 2 and g is nothing but 10 cos 30. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2. Keep it aside. Let us consider this is equation number 1. Equation number 1. Now I am applying forces. Let us check the forces on x-axis. And he mentioned that it has moving down without any acceleration. So acceleration along x-axis is also equal to 0. If acceleration equal to 0, we should apply first law of motion, that is sigma fx is also equal to 0. What are x component of forces? Kinetic friction is along positive x-axis plus mg sin 30 is along negative x-axis minus mg sin 30, and applied force is also acting along negative x-axis minus f is equal to 0. Okay, so minus f, when comes to right side it will become plus f. F is equal to fk. Fk is nothing but mu k into n. Fk is mu k into n minus mg sin 30. Sin 30. Okay, so now f is equal to mu k into n. N is nothing but what? Mg cos 30. Mg cos 30 minus mg sin 30 is as it is. So here we know everything. Mu k is given, m is given, g value is 9.8, cos 30 is root 3 by 2, m is given, g is given, sin 30 is 1 by 2. So you can find out applied force here. Okay, right. Next, I am going to discuss about second case. B. What force should be applied to the block so that it moves up without any acceleration? In this case, the particle should move upside. So what are the forces acting on? One is gravitational force mg, another one is nothing but normal force. Another one is nothing but normal force. So I am resolving into components. This is nothing but mg cos 30. Same situation. Mg cos 30 and mg sin 30. And this time the particle should move upside. So in order to move upside, we should apply the force in upward direction. Applied force is F. As the particle is moving upside, the frictional force acts opposite to motion. So frictional force is along downwards. So apply the same rules again. In this case also acceleration equal to 0. So apply sigma Fy equal to 0 and sigma Fx equal to 0 and solve for unknown thing F. So you will get the answer. Approach in the same way. Okay? Right. Now I am going to explain problem number 10. Problem number 10. Okay. Right. What is problem number 10? A block is placed on the ramp of a parabolic shape given by the equation y is equal to x square by 20. He has given y is equal to x square by 20 like this. See in figure like this. If mu s is equal to 0.5, that is mu s is equal to 0.5, What is the maximum height above the ground at which the block can be placed without slipping? So we should find out y value. At what point above the ground at which block can be placed without slipping? At what point we can place without slipping? Like this. He has given int also tan theta is equal to mu s equal to dy by dx. So I am finding mu s. Mu s is nothing but what? Tan theta. Tan theta is nothing but slope. Slope is nothing but change in y by change in x, dy by dx. That is d by dx of y value is given as x square divided by 20, x square by 20. Therefore, mu s is equal to yes. Mu s is equal to 1 by 20 is constant. We can take it out common. D by dx of x square is nothing but 2x. Okay. So here he has given mu s value. Mu s is equal to how much? 0.5. He has given mu s equal to 0.5. Therefore, 2x equal to 0.5, on cross multiplying you will get 0.5 into 20. So x equal to 0.5 into 20 divided by 2. 0.5 into 20 is nothing but 10. 10 by 2. 10 by 2 is nothing but 5. X equal to 5. Substitute this x equal to 5 value in y equation again in order to get the height. So y is equal to, you will get x square by 20. That is 5 square by 20. That equal to 5 square is nothing but 25. 25 by 20 is nothing but 5 by 4. 5 by 4 is nothing but 1.25 meters. This is the answer. Right. Now I am going to explain about problem number 11. Problem number 11. See, a block of metal of mass 2 kg, on a horizontal table is attached to a mass 0.45 kg. 0.45 kg. Right. By a light string. The mass of this one is nothing but 0.45 kg. These two are connected with a light string. Okay. That string is passing over a frictionless pulley at the edge of the table. The block is subjected to a horizontal force by allowing 0.45 kg to fall down. This should fall down. Okay. The coefficient of sliding friction between the block and the table is how much? He has given it as 0.2. Okay. So he is asking to calculate the initial acceleration. What is the acceleration in this case? The tension in the string. What is the tension in the string? The distance the block would continue to move if after 2 seconds of the motion the string should break. If string should break after 2 seconds, what is the distance traveled by the block? Okay, we should find out these things here. Right. I am drawing free body diagram for 2 kg. What are the forces acting on? One is normal force, another one is nothing but gravitational force, and one more is acting is tension force, that is acting right side and moving right side. So the friction force act in this case is left side. Kinetic friction acts in the left side direction. Okay. So now, is there any motion along y-axis? No. As there is no motion along y-axis, sigma Fy equal to 0. That is, n plus of minus mg is equal to 0. Therefore, n is equal to mg in this case. Okay, n equal to mg in this case. Right? Next, there is an acceleration along x-axis in this case. So, sigma fx equal to max in the second case. So, sigma fx is nothing but t plus of minus mu k into fk is nothing but mu k into n is equal to mass of the body is m into a. Here mass of the body is nothing but t minus mu k is nothing but m into mu k is given as 0.2. Mu k is 0.2. N is nothing but m into g. Mass in this case is nothing but 2 kg. 2 into 10, that is 20, is equal to 2 into a. So t is equal to t minus 0.2 into 20 is nothing but 4 is equal to 2a. 2a. Right. So similarly, draw free body diagram for 0.45 kg. Now free body diagram for 0.45 kg. This one, for this one. Okay, now free body diagram is nothing but upward tension is there and downward is gravitational force, that is 0.45 into 10. Okay, and the block is accelerating downwards with same acceleration as that of 2 kg block. So now there are no x component of force in this case, only y component of forces are there. I am applying sigma Fy equal to may since it is accelerating in this case. So that is T, same tension is there because both are attaching with same rope, T plus minus. Why I am writing minus? Because this 0.45 into 10 is nothing but 4.5 is acting downwards, that is 4.5 is equal to m into a, that is 0.45 into a, and this is negative because acceleration is downwards. So t is equal to, in this case you will get 4.5 minus 0.45 a. Okay, substitute this t value in this equation 1. Therefore 4.5 minus 0.45 a minus 4 is there, is equal to 2 into a. Okay, 4.5 minus 4 is nothing but 0.5. Okay, when this 0.45 comes to right side, it will become like this, 2a plus 0.45a, that is nothing but 0.5 equal to 2.45a. So answer a is equal to 0.5 divided by 2.45, that equal to approximately 5 divided by, this is 24.5. Okay, that is equal to approximately 1 by 5. 1 by 5 is nothing but 0.2 meter per second square. Acceleration is 0.2 meter per second square. We arrived at the acceleration now. Okay, now the tension in the string. Tension in the string is equal to, substitute here, tension T is equal to 4.5 minus 0.45 into acceleration. By calculating this, you will get the answer for tension. Okay, right. Next, third case is the distance the block would continue to move if after 2 seconds of motion the string should break. After 2 seconds of motion the string should break. So here C part is, let us consider the block is initially at rest. Okay, here acceleration is 0.2 meter per second square, and after 2 seconds, t is equal to 2 seconds, the velocity would be v is equal to, from v equal to v0 plus at. After 2 seconds, the velocity would be v0 is 0 plus a is 0.2 into t is 2. 0.2 into 2 is nothing but 0.4. After 2 seconds, the velocity is 0.4 meter per second. Okay, when string is break after breaking after 2 seconds, the moment when the string is broken, the velocity is equal to 0.4 meter per second square. As it is moving on friction surface or rough surface, after covering some distance, it will finally come to halt. Okay, in this case, I am writing free body diagram. One is normal force acting on the object, another one is nothing but gravitational force. And when the block is moving like this and frictional force is like this, so acceleration is also there. Initially, the velocity is 0.4 meter per second, and finally the body would come to rest because of the friction force. So as the body is slowing down, the acceleration is also opposite to velocity direction here. So acceleration is like this. So from sigma Fy equal to 0, we know n plus of minus mg is equal to 0. That is n is equal to mg. Let us consider equation number 1. So now, right, as there is acceleration along x-axis, sigma fx equal to max, sigma fx, only one force is there, that is minus fk equal to m into minus a. This minus and minus get cancelled. Fk is nothing but mu k into n is equal to m into a. That is mu k into n is nothing but m into g equal to m into a. M and m get cancelled. Acceleration in this situation is mu k. Mu k is given as how much? Here mu k is given as 0.2 into a, 0.2 into g. G is nothing but how much? 10. 0.2 into 10 is nothing but acceleration in this case is 2 meter per second square. So here from third equation of motion, that is v square minus v0 square is equal to 2a into delta x. So final velocity is equal to 0 in this case, minus initial velocity is how much? 0.4 whole square is equal to 2a. Acceleration is how much? 2 into 2 into delta x. You need to solve for delta x here. So delta x equal to 0.4 whole square divided by 2 into 2. This is the answer you will get, okay, in meters. That is, you will get around 0.04 meters, which is equal to 4 centimeters is the answer. Okay, right. Now we are going to discuss about problem number 12. The problem number 12 is on a smooth horizontal surface, a block A of mass 10 kg is kept. On this block, a second block B of mass 5 kg is kept. The coefficient of friction between the two blocks is 0.4. The horizontal force of 30 newtons is applied on the lower block as shown in the figure. The force of friction between the blocks is how much? So he has given like this. The situation is, this is 10 kg and this is nothing but what? And another block is having the mass of how much? 5 kg is kept on the block A. 5 kg is kept on the block A. And this is smooth surface. He mentioned it is smooth surface. The coefficient of static friction between the two blocks is how much? Mu equal to 0.4. He has given it as 0.4. And 30 newtons of force is applied on the mass block A. 30 newtons of force is applied. Okay. So what is the total mass? Here we are applying the force on 30 newtons. So on 10 kg mass, there is a 5 kg mass also there. So we know from F equal to M into A, force F is equal to, this is nothing but 12th question. F equal to M into A. Total mass is how much? 15 kg into A. Here F is given as 30 equal to 15 into A. Therefore, acceleration equal to 30 by 15, which is equal to 2 meter per second square is the answer. Acceleration is 2 meter per second square. See here, the two blocks are moving together. So they are not, see, block B is not moving on the block A. So, and it is at rest. So sum of forces is equal to 0. If sum of forces is equal to 0, what is the applied force on this? The force on this one, force on block of 5 kg is given by force F is equal to M into A. Here M is how much? 5 kg into acceleration is nothing but 2. So 10 newtons. Force, this force on 5 kg is nothing but how much? 10 newtons. As the block 5 kg is not moving on block A, so it is at rest. Sum of forces must be equal to 0. In this case, if applied force is equal to 10 newtons, the frictional force also must be 10 newtons. Therefore, frictional force also be also must be 10 newtons. So the answer is 10 newtons for this question. Now I am going to explain example number 5.5. This one. Rotate. Yes. I'm going to explain this example also. So see here, in this example, he is asking to find out, see, yes. Now, two identical billiard balls strike a rigid wall with the same speed, but at different angles. In first case, I am writing case 1. In case 1, yes, the ball, mass of the ball is m, and it is moving with a initial speed of u in this case. Right? Let us consider this is positive x-axis. So initial momentum for this case, P1 is equal to mass into its velocity. Whenever it strikes the surface of the wall, it will be rebounding with same velocity as that of initial velocity. He mentioned it. Get reflected without any change in speed. Speed is constant, but direction is changing. So direction is along negative x-axis. So final momentum of the ball is equal to mass into velocity. Velocity is same. So u, but it is in negative y direction, negative x direction. So final momentum is equal to minus mu. Okay. So here, this is change in momentum of the ball. Change in momentum of the ball. Change in momentum of the ball is equal to minus mu minus initial momentum, P2 minus P1, minus mu minus mu. That is change in momentum is minus 2 mu. Change in momentum of the ball is minus 2 mu because force is acting on the ball. So when force is acting on the ball, the momentum of the ball changes. Okay. So now what is change in momentum? From Newton's third law of motion, if a ball exerts some amount of force on the wall, ball also exert equal and opposite force on the ball. If change in momentum of the ball is equal to minus 2 mu, change in momentum or impulse, change in momentum of the wall or impulse given to wall is equal to opposite in direction. Impulse given to wall is equal to, it will become plus 2 mu because force exerted by, this is the direction of force exerted by ball on wall. So this is the from Newton's third law of motion, wall also exert equal and opposite force on ball. This is force exerted by wall on ball. So because of force exerted by wall on ball, the momentum of ball changes and it is equal to minus 2 mu. So change in momentum is nothing but impulse given to the ball is minus 2 mu. So impulse given to the wall is, it will be plus 2 mu. So we know impulse is nothing but F delta T, that is equal to plus 2 mu. So impulse of the wall is equal to plus 2 mu. So force acting on the wall is also along in positive x direction. So force is along positive x direction. Force on the wall by the ball is along positive x direction. Okay. He mentioned that also. The direction of the force on the wall due to the each ball. In first case, the force on the wall by the ball is along positive x direction. Next, come to case 2. Case 2. In case 2, yes, the wall is like this. Yes, now I'm going to discuss second case. This is the wall, and initially the ball is striking the surface like this. Initially, consider this is horizontal axis. Mass of the ball is m, and its speed is u, making an angle of 30 degrees with horizontal. So this alternative angle also will be 30 degrees. Are you following me? So I am resolving this velocity into components. This is x component, that is nothing but u cos theta, u cos 30, and its y component is nothing but u sin 30, u sin 30. Okay, so now momentum along x-axis. I am writing momentum, initial momentum along x-axis, P1 along x-axis equal to mass into its velocity along x-axis. Its velocity is nothing but u cos 30. Okay, now I am writing initial momentum along y-axis now. Initial momentum along y-axis. What is the initial momentum along y-axis? So initial momentum along y-axis is nothing but P1 along y-axis is equal to mass into its velocity along y-axis is u sin theta minus u sin theta. Why? It is pointing downwards. Okay, I find out initial momentum along x-axis, along y-axis. And see here, after reflection, after hitting, after interaction with the wall, it will be rebounds with same velocity and at same angle, but it is in downwards. Okay, now I am resolving this velocity into components again. So x component is u cos 30. Yes, x component is u cos 30 and y component is u sin 30. Y component is u sin 30. So now I am writing final momentum. Final momentum P2 along x-axis is nothing but m into final momentum is nothing but mass into velocity. After rebounds, the velocity is along negative x-axis minus u cos 30. So that is minus mu cos 30. Right? Next, final momentum along y-axis is m into, it is pointing downwards, minus u sin 30. Therefore, minus mu sin 30 in this case. Okay, so I am writing here change in momentum along x-axis. Change in momentum in second case along x-axis. Change in momentum along x-axis. This one and from this one. I am writing this. Change in momentum along x-axis, that is delta p along x-axis, is equal to p2x minus p1x. P2x minus p1x. What is p2x? Minus mu cos 30 minus p1x. P1x is how much? Mu cos 30. Mu cos 30. So you will get minus mu cos 30 minus mu cos 30 minus 2 mu cos 30. This is change in momentum of ball or impulse of the ball. Impulse of ball. Okay, impulse is nothing but f delta t equal to minus 2 mu cos 30. So this momentum is along x-axis. Change in momentum is along x-axis. Right. Similarly find change in momentum along y-axis for case 2. For case 2. Change in momentum along y-axis. That is nothing but delta p along y-axis is equal to P2y minus P1y. What is P2y here? P2y equal to minus mu sin 30 minus P1y. P1y is how much? See here, P1y is minus mu sine 30 again, minus mu sine 30. So minus of minus plus, minus mu sine 30 plus mu sine 30, get cancels each other. So change in momentum along y-axis is equal to 0 in second case. So here what I am concluding is the force impulse of the ball equal to minus 2 mu cos 30. Impulse is nothing but F delta t. Force is along negative x-axis. Force on the ball is along negative x-axis. Therefore, from Newton's third law of motion, force on the wall equal to negative of force on the ball. That is, negative of force on the ball is along negative x-axis. Negative of negative x-axis is nothing but positive x-axis. So force on the wall is along positive x-axis in second case. In first case also we arrived at the same principle. Force on the wall is along positive x direction. So in both the cases, force on the wall is along positive x direction. And second one is asking about the ratio of the magnitudes of impulse imparted to the balls by the wall. Ratio of impulses, find out here. In first case, the ratio of the impulse is 2 mu. In second case, the impulse is how much? 2 mu cos theta. Okay. Now the ratio in first case, ratio of impulse in case 1 divided by impulse in case 2. Impulse in case 1 is how much? 2 mu. Impulse in case 1 is minus 2 mu. On the ball is minus 2 mu. Impulse in case 2 on the ball is how much? Impulse is nothing but change in momentum of the body. That is minus 2 mu cos 30. So minus 2 mu get cancelled. It is nothing but 1 by cos 30. That is equal to 1 by cos 30 is nothing but root 3 divided by 2, which is equal to 2 by 3 is the answer, final answer. Okay.